Hi everyone, welcome to an impromptu large language model themed video. So this week and I've been doing my usual updates to my Programming Polyglot WordPress project, and I've been working with a lot of older languages, so things like Lisp and Fortran, and what was it when I was having real trouble with Algol. And next week I've got to be working on Simula, and as a consequence of using sort of Copilot to assist me with the coding and various other parts, I was having real trouble. So I'd started to enlist the help of the online portals for Google Gemini and DeepSeek, which I'd recently found out about, because that's all sort of blown up recently. But then this evening I thought, well, why don't I just see if I can download the model, because that's the whole point with it. It's open source, you can just download it. So I'm going to show you how to install this, which is Ollama, which you can then use to download and run DeepSeek. So I've already downloaded the program already, just to speed things up a little bit. And I've already installed it as well, because you have to restart it. I mean, there's some tricks you can do in Task Manager to avoid restarting that, but I wanted to do a full restart. So it's all been installed, downloaded, installed, and restarted. So you download for Windows, blah blah blah. It'll, where are we? In what's the name of the file? When you download it, it's just Ollama setup, it's called. So run that, install it, reboot, go into a command window. I'll include in the description like a verbiage to do this. And the first thing I always do whenever I've installed something new is, particularly something I'm going to be running in the command prompt, is do this, just to make sure everything's working fine. And then we need to download from the command. So we're going to use Ollama to run DeepSeek-R1, and what it'll do is pull the manifest. It'll detect we don't have DeepSeek-R1 in Ollama, and it'll start downloading it. Now you can see here, this is going to take quite a while to download, but once you've downloaded it, what it'll do is, and I tried this already on my laptop upstairs, a bit closer to my router. But once you download it, it'll immediately run and bring up. In my case, it was PowerShell, running on Windows, and just on the command prompt, you can start to type in your prompts. Now, what I in fact did, I ran a little query I've been working on, or a prompt I've been working on. I'm going to bring this up actually, because then you can see what sort of response you get, because it's quite different than using Copilot this way. When you do it through the portal, you get very similar results, like you would on if you've ever tried to do like Copilot to help you coding, or Google Gemini. So it looks very similar. What's interesting is when you run it locally at a prompt, and again, I want to play around with this over time and maybe start, build out a nice front end for it for my machine. So I'd got this prompt that I was going to use to test other things, and I wanted it to be fairly convoluted to basically push things a little bit. So, if I was doing this to be more efficient, I would have a more efficient prompt. So here what I've done is, this is my prompt. So, and this is what the when you fire up DeepSeek in Ollama, I think that's how you say Ollama or Ollama, you get this sort of 3 arrowheads prompt. And if you want to put in more than one line, you have to use 3 speech marks. Actually, there's a little help a command in there, sort of /, which will tell you this stuff. So yeah, you just type it in like I did here, close it off at the other end, so now you've finished typing it in. And what was cool is it was doing I'm trying to think of where you can see it rationalizing as it goes along. So this is what it ended up printing out. Now it's a lot slower than obviously the online version because I'm just running it locally and a fairly small model. But as a learning tool for learning programming, I thought it was pretty cool, because what it was doing is as it went along and it was trying out the function, and then it was doing, okay, we should modify it to do this, and then okay, well, we can always use the remainder function. So I thought it was pretty cool. This sort of train of thought, you could see, that was all totally visible. So then it's like running some test cases that it's going to suggest. And then, yeah, so then finally, we've got the function here, some test inputs to how to test the function. Now obviously what you'll find is if you do it through an online portal, you'll get a much more refined answer, in that you'll get the code, the function, the code to sort of implement the function if it indeed needs that. In the case of Scheme, which is a Lisp, there's once you've loaded the I can't remember on Lisp what they call these, but once you've loaded the Scheme, because Scheme is a Lisp, once you've loaded this particular function, you can then just the command line, run the functions, or you can in the code itself have the function called at the end of it, depending on how you want to do it. But also what it will do is, with the online one, it'll do things like, give you test code, like proper test code. I mean, here we're just testing it, a piece of time, but actually write some code to create a list with these numbers in it, and then call the function against the list. And also in that list it has the answers, so it'll tell you whether they've come out right. So yeah, so what I thought was cool is this train of thought thing, which really appealed to me. Yeah. Anyway, that's going to take quite a while, but I thought, I wanted to just show people how easy it was. So it was literally, once I downloaded and installed Ollama on my system, and I'll include a link to this, I literally just checked that rebooted the machine, obviously, checked that the version was correct, and then ran this. It runs it, downloads it. Like I said, it'll run it after it's downloaded it. It'll run it at the end of it, and then you can start playing around with it. Thanks for watching. Bye for now, and I'll catch you in a future video.